The international community is now reacting to President Trump's statement that the United States should take over the Gaza Strip. In fact, during a news conference with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday, Trump proposed that the U.S. take over war-ruined Gaza and create what he calls a Riviera of the Middle East. And he laid out this plan to move the millions of Palestinians who live there and develop the area. So a couple of things, first of all. It's not clear whether he's going to go ahead with this controversial proposal. Apparently, this is something that his son-in-law had talked about before, but really didn't get much traction. But with everything that is going on right now, this came as a shock to a lot of people. It looked like Israel's prime minister was all in on it, and he called it a great move. But what are your thoughts?
I don't think that this is something that's going to happen. I don't even think this is something that's going to attempt to happen. And the reason why, if you just look at logistics, I mean, this would be something that the United States would have to do on their own. They wouldn't get any help doing this. That would require us bringing more soldiers over there. And who knows? We've had this experience in the past. We've seen Afghanistan. We've seen Iraq. Is that really what we really want? Now, as far as this even being a story, I'm starting to, Ursula, I'm starting to get to the point where, have you ever watched anyone do a card trick, Ursula? Mm-hmm. And when they do a card trick, a lot of times you are focused on the cards. But really, it's the words that are coming out. Mm-hmm. That's where the trick is happening, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody knows that because you're distracted by the cards. That's how I feel about what's going on right now. Everyone right now is being distracted every single day by tariffs and trade wars and now this, Gaza, Riviera. But how about the fact that billionaires right now are seizing the government and taking money from real people?
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Well, and actually it is a strategy. And honestly, we could take an entire segment, we could take an entire show talking about why this would be such a horrible idea when it comes to taking over Gaza. And I would want to bring in experts. I would want to look at all sides, but I think you're right. And Trump's second stint in the White House is moving at a breakneck pace. I mean, every day we feel like we're dealing with a fire hose, and that is exactly by design. So in these first few weeks, just look at it. I mean, he's wasted little time delivering on his slew of campaign promises, rounding up undocumented immigrants, unsuccessfully trying to end birthright citizenship, giving blanket pardons for January 6th rioters. I'm just trying to remember. Firing inspectors general, getting rid of DEI programs, giving Elon Musk and his tech bros access to the Treasury Department's payment system, shutting down USAID, targeting the Education Department, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the FBI, the CIA. What am I missing?
I don't know, but first of all, that was really good.
Yeah, I was just kind of going off the top of my head, typing it down because but this is what we've tried to cover.
That's really good. I'll tell you the part that I'm going to add to what you just said. That everything that you just discussed, and I'll tell you guys something where I'm going to tell you why I'm a little upset. Here's what I'm upset about. Number one, Donald Trump said during his campaign exactly what he was going to do once he got in office. And literally, he is doing everything. So nothing is a shock. This is what he said he was going to do. What bothers me are the same people, the Democrats. As they were campaigning, they were calling Trump this. They're calling him that. They're saying he's this and he's going to do this to your country. He's warning everybody. Now that he's doing it, I don't hear Democrats saying nothing.
Well, they're finally, yesterday, a bunch of them were yelling off the Capitol steps.
They were yelling during the campaign, but they were quiet as a church mouse now.
Yes, well, because I think a lot of people were like poo-pooing the idea, like, okay, he's just talking like a crazy man. Well, that crazy man, quote unquote, is now in office and is doing a lot of these things and doing some things that we didn't think or that he didn't say was going to happen. And fact is, he's facing lawsuits left and right. I mean, who are the latest ones who were filing suit against him?
FBI agents.
FBI agents who, again, in disarray. The idea that CIA, like all these folks in government are being told you could lose your job at any day. If I am an enemy thinking, how can I do harm? Right now, there's a lot of chaos. And the reality is that Trump is using a strategy known as flooding the zone. So there you go. I mean, it is by design. And, the question is, what can you do?